It's take getting used to.
Yeah.
I said 20,000 times
Many
today. I
times.
have to get corrected, but it's good to be here. New year, despite all the pandemic, the trials, the NSAS, everything.
Yeah.
We are still here. We're standing 2020. We hope for a better year.
Yeah.
I said 2020 again.
Yeah.
2020. We hope for a better year to forget everything that happened last year. And in the sporting world, we hope everything gets better, especially for Nigeria. We won't be at many events, but the few want to get to. We just want to enjoy sports as Nigeria. At least you can boldly say, I'm Nigerian, and this is why we are celebrating.
All right.
Happy New Year for Victor Osimhen. And, you know, the way many journalists try to criticize players for not being too careful. On Osimhen, now we are probably trying to be Nigerian, feel pity for him because he's just recovering from the injury he had while playing for Nigeria. Then the shoulder thing, now he's recovering. There are talks of he'll probably get back very soon. Now the COVID-19, he will have to be out for at least 2 weeks. Then hopefully after then, even possibly before then, it's positive, a negative test will be available. I really worry for him. Why? Because Gattuso and his teammates have been saying they miss him a lot. His impact there. He has not scored many goals, but they could see the hunger, his teamwork and everything. But if he will be absent for too long, it means if there's a backup plans, when they step up sometimes, it's difficult to get them off.
To displace.
So I wish him all the best in his recovery.
All right.
And different types of players, but they both give similar things on the field of play: energy, pace, goals. They give everything together in totality. And now joining your mentor in the same league, because Ajibade's growth, like you rightly said, many of us witnessed it from the under-17 twice to the under-20 twice, then the national team, steady growth. And one of the things that really affected Nigerian players' career trajectory, many of them start from the top, then they fall down, but she's growing steadily. Last season in the Norwegian League, her statistics are outstanding. She didn't even play up front alone. She played all through, from the wings to the attacking midfield role, and played up front. Now she is closer to her mentor. Yes, you can say they're in different cities, but believe me, they will find ways to hang out. And they are not the only ones there. Chidima Okeke is also in the same city, Real Madrid, I think it's CFF, and there's another, I can't remember another, there are about 4 Super Falcons players there. I think it will even help the bond, both for them as individuals and also for the Super Falcons. So I think it's a positive move for her. Now, if I can talk to her now, I'll tell her comparisons will come, but don't let it get to you. Knuckle down, face your career, because it's enormous. You start hearing her compare with Masisa Doshoala statistics here, how many goals, this and that, and that can probably get into the head of players. But just focus on your game, face your career, enjoy Atletico Madrid female team. And like people say, Atletico, they've grown to become a very huge brand, both male and female. They are growing steadily, and who knows, Ajibade may be the one to help that female brand grow to probably the next champions of Europe. From the fact that you are not qualifying, what did you do wrong? Then learn from the hosting. Like the men's handball world championship won't be there because we could not qualify. Same thing for Chan. And I remember the Chan days, many criticism, and take criticism, see what you can learn from it. Look at how it's been hosted, and if possible, interview some of those guys, how they planned. I mean, those that qualified, what did they do right, what did they do wrong? And in the next event, probably go there, prove everyone wrong, win the event. Club World Cup, everyone wants to participate in Club World Cup. I think last week, Mujekere was talking about this is where the target should be. Target winning the CAF Champions League and go. This is a FIFA event. Definitely the money is much more than whatever will be given at the CAF Champions League. So aim higher. There you can rub shoulders with Real Madrid. Like the next edition now will be Bayern Munich. You can rub shoulders with the best. And who knows, football is very straight. One thing can happen to the best team in quotes, and the underdog can decide to pick the day. Then you can hear Eyimba world champions. You can hear Plateau United world champions. Not the aspiration only to go for this event. And like everyone knows, the National Sports Fest are hopefully to hold. Yes, Valentine's Day, Love's Day, whatever. But we want to have the National Sports Fest. And the good news is both the Sport Ministry and the PTF and the host city, that's Edo State, they've all agreed for that day. So everyone is looking up to February 14th. So while you are prepared to celebrate with loved ones, also remember there's a certain spot. And for the Australia Open, Federer has pulled out. We hope, and Murray pulled out of the event before. He's said to be ready for the Australia Open. We hope everyone participates so we can have a very interesting Australia Open. And hopefully, first of Nigeria, and 2 discussions now. There are talks of Nigeria will play in Lagos State. By then, the National Stadium in Lagos really would be
renovation will be over.
Almost every sports fan in Lagos State are expecting. We've been clamoring for the Super Eagles to play in Nigeria for a very, very long time now. Let's see what happens. Hopefully, the fans will be allowed in the stadium. And believe me, even though stadium for Super Eagles has ever been full in decades. The one in Lagos State will definitely be full. Fans have been hungry to watch the Super Eagles, and same thing for the National Stadium in Abuja as well. There are talks of they could play some games there. So that's what many of us are waiting for. And we want the Super Eagles to get back to winning ways. And there's nothing. Yes, they would have played 1 or 2 games before then. That's from March, the AFCON. But this time around, the World Cup qualifiers. I tell people I'm scared for this new style of World Cup qualifiers, especially the second phase. But to get to that second phase, you have to pick your points from the first round, and then you'll know what to happen. The NBA playoffs, they surprised many people with the bubble last year. Many thought, well, they have to cancel, and they said we'll think deep on how to make it better. They came out, then they camped the athletes for, I think, about 3 months without their family and everything. It took a hole for the players and for the NBA, but this time around, all things being equal, we come back to the normal way and see if Lakers can do the magic they did again. The French Open, when you hear French Open, there's one name that comes to your mouth.
Rafael
Nadal. Can he extend his record again? The Europa League, the Channels Kids Championship. I remember last year when myself and Austin were talking about how this is what it's meant to be, a benchmark for grassroots sports in Nigeria. I tell people, getting under 17 is not hard. We are making it very difficult. Principal Championship. I remember last year when myself and Austin were talking about how this is what it's meant to be, a benchmark for grassroots sports in Nigeria. I tell people, getting under 17 is not hard. We are making it very difficult. Principals Cup need to come back. If those events, the Puga games, and the same thing with the Nuga games, these are the kind of events that when kids see, they want to participate. At least I played at one Puga games, and we saw a school that had sports. And when you see the way they played, you know this is what everyone is
part
meant
of their
to do.
curriculum.
Yeah, and we're talking about last year with Austin. This is what, and we were here together when it was many schools want to participate. Why? Because they've seen what had happened in the previous years, and I have to be a part of this. And over the years, even if it's one talent that comes out of that event every year, that is something, that's an impact. And that's what I feel everyone should be involved in. Not just channels this time around, not just those schools, even media personnel should report. We should ring it to the ears of those in charge of Nigerian football and sport. Every year they should know something is going on. There's nothing wrong. I've seen clips of children abroad. I once saw a South American 7-year-old. If you see the way this kid was hitting the ball, I didn't wear a boot to play on the field until I was, I think, 13 or there. But this boy was 7, and he was playing on the field with a ball, with a good boot. So this is what everyone should look forward to, and hopefully we'll get there someday. Champions League, well, we don't know what's up till we get to probably semi-final. We start predicting African Women Handball Championship. Just like many African events, this is also a World Cup qualifiers. So we have to qualify. I'm talking about Nigeria now. The tournament is, I think, in this January or February, and remember some players out of the 60 team were screened out, and I hope they would have sorted it out before then.
I hope it will be an issue.
Yeah, I guess, because I think
if 80% of your players got screened out,
the new CAF tournament now is
you've got to start from.
If one of your players gets screened out, you are out of the tournament. It means now the bad name for Africa probably is now becoming embarrassing, that they are now saying, okay,
this is what we're going to do. We're
you should know what children look like in your country. If you bring men that feel MRI, just keep going, get out with the team. So I hope all the off-the-field drama over age issues and everything doesn't affect this team. And if you are talking about, like you said, under 17 AFCON in Africa, it means we would have progressed through the WAFU, through the qualifiers and everything. Then we get to the event. Though no World Cup for under 17, same with the under 20, but at least Africa still want to host with the aim of still keeping these guys looking out for talent and everything. I hope that is what it's meant to be.
Surely.
I tell people, underage football, especially under 17, shouldn't be win at all costs. It should be discovery. That's why many countries in the senior clients don't even pay them at all. They believe you are still young, you shouldn't get. And like you rightly said, the biggest sporting event, that's the Olympic Games, couldn't happen last year, but it's coming up this year. Even though Nigeria said we will be competing for just 11 out of the 21, 20.
It's not going to be a jamboree.
I have problems with that though, but it's sealed and set. Why? Because if we can qualify for that event, it means we are good enough to a level to compete. But let's see what happens. We are going for 11 at least. Let's see what happens. We are going for 11 at least. We have some of the best wrestlers in the world in their categories. And for basketball, with the new coach Mike Brown, with some of the NBA players and the talents we have, we may even get a medal, both in male and female. But anything can happen in sports. I can't wait to watch the Olympic Games this year. Yes, there may not be fans, but the fact that the events will happen, I'm sure we will take the event without fans than the event being cancelled. Also, good one. Then the FIBA Afrobasket. I think we've qualified already, just to fulfill all righteousness play. And this could be another chance for new basketball players, maybe in Nigeria, wherever, to show themselves. I tell people, some have said, even basketball pundits, that the last event, all the players there will not go to the Olympic Games. But I tell them, if you prove yourself wrong, if you show yourself, the coach won't have a choice. He will have to take them. And the way we outrun everybody at that event, I'm sure Mike Brown is thinking to himself, well, even if the NBA players decide not to come, we have other talents that can. And the Paralympics, that's probably where Nigeria win our most medals. Olympic Games, even if you get nothing, at least you are sure the Paralympics, especially in weightlifting, we get medals from the US Open, one of the best Grand Slam events in New York, where Serena Williams has gotten to finals since she got back. Just slim margins, she has missed it. Well, maybe 2021 may be a year to get it.
All right.
Again, it doesn't just start. I think I've said it here before that I was on a meeting with some South Africans, and they said the gold medals they won at the last Olympic Games was not fluke. That they planned for it over the years. I tell people, Michael Phelps, the greatest Olympian, he retired before the last Olympiad. When he decided to come back again, he trained for 2 years. That's someone that can swim while sleeping.
Yet.
But now it's less than 6 months. We are still thinking about how to overcome and everything.
How long will it take us?
Maybe as of now, if we groom people abroad, maybe we may get there. Because
not even someone for
I don't think so. For the FIBA Women Afrobasket, we want them to retain their title. That's what we hope for. Ruling Africa as much for as long as we can. Remember, well, don't want to talk about the sad part of the prize and everything, but the fact that they are defending champions, back-to-back champions. So we hope they make it repeat. There's nothing wrong. It's happened before. Real Madrid did it.
There's no rule against it.
At the point. There's no rule against it. So I'd love to see how far they've grown from when they won last to this edition. The men's hockey, well, the qualifiers are not complete yet, but the event should be in October. And then Channels track and field again. Track and field is one of the competitions in quote that gets you more medals at any event. You can get 10, 15 medals from track and field alone. But the huge question is, when events like this happen, for the Channels track and field, do we, after the event, well, should be, it's Channels, they are done. Or do we look at these events? When these things happen abroad, there are scouts everywhere picking out for those kids. I'm sure if I'm a parent and my kid or child wins probably gold medal in 100 meters, and the scout comes to me and says, the only thing we'll say, okay, can this child still go to school and do this side by if it's possible? These are the things that go around everywhere around the world. I've seen El Clasico of under 9, under 13, and you could see the passion. At the same time, they are still going to school. So this is why I feel we can key into grassroots. The Women's Handball World Championship, well, hopefully we'll be talking about Nigeria in this event soon.
Years to come. Okay. We're about to wrap things up. You see Manchester United holding on to this lead?
Well, it's possible, but their record at home has not been convincing this season. Just one win. And Villa, this week, has just found a way to turn things around for them. A win for Villa will get them closer to the top. A win for United will make them join up with Liverpool, who are probably still will play their games. So the Premier League this season is open to everybody. So far, this time last year we were talking about when will Liverpool win the Premier League. But this time, lose one game. Spurs is the huge example. They were top of the table.
We're celebrating Jose masterclass.
So I think it's been interesting so far, and especially this Everton West Ham is a big win for West Ham. And well, it's not the right time to play any team below the top 10 right now. They can shock anyone, but let's still see what happens. The first half is not over, almost over. Anything can still happen. Jack Grealish, Joe Gazzi, and Co can still turn up.
Okay.